Today, we are in Brussels at a key cybersecurity event, exploring insights from experts across Europe. Over the course of several days, leading voices from the public, private, and academic sectors come together to discuss the ECSF, the European Cybersecurity Skills Framework, and its role in strengthening Europe's cyber resilience. Miguel Angel Cañada addressed the cybersecurity talent gap and the role of the ECSF in building a skilled, future-ready workforce.
My name is Miguel Angel Cañada. I'm the head of the Cabinet and the National Coordination Center of INCIBE, Spain. The framework is a key tool for the implementation of the policies regarding cybersecurity. It's obvious that we have a lack of talent. It's obvious that we need to make sure that we are covering all the bases regarding the new threats, the new frontier technologic impact on cybersecurity, and that's why it is important to us to develop these skills and develop this workforce according with the new trends, according with the new needs. And that is something that we have to consider during the implementation of the framework. We need harmonization, but we need flexibility. It's going to happen, and it's happening now. A lot of things. We need to consider all these scenarios, and of course we need to rethink about the way that we are trading all these threats. So the skill is doing now, but it's gonna be a great tool in order to consolidate the new scenario and the new way to work in this cybersecurity scenario. The lack of talent is a big problem, not only for Europe, not only for the European Union, but it's a global thing. This is a problem. In Spain, we know that we have this gap between the market and the people working on cybersecurity. At the European level, it's the same. Globally, it's the same actually. So definitely, we need to work on that. And this framework is supporting the process to consolidate this, to make sure that we can achieve this goal to have more people in the market. But also it's important to know that the frontier technologies are impacting a lot. The artificial intelligence is impacting a lot in this workforce. So we need not only to have more people, we need to make sure that we incorporate people with the right skill, the right capabilities, and also the framework needs to support this process, and we have to use it, and we have to use all these initiatives that I presented here to make sure that we are also achieving this goal.
Yasin Tanev explained how the ECSF is shaping future cybersecurity skills, education, and the integration of AI across Europe.
And we see now that ENISA is coming with a NIS2 requirement, which says if you want to be good implementer of ENISA, you should have these roles and jobs and skills. So Bulgaria is going to produce this kind of professionals. The public administration need this kind of professional. The private business need this professional, and the educators that know what they should do. So the good thing is that 2 years ago we started to work on practical application of the ECSF, and now the ENISA say it's applicable when we want it. We benefited because there was a structured approach on cybersecurity, which was very valuable for us. This is the knowledge of Europe and the security. And then also come the AI era. So we've highly integrated the human skills with the AI power to decompose this framework to the fundamentals. And having these fundamentals and skills and expertise, we've been able to rebuild the new profession. But what we discovered that the human and the AI can work very good if they have a trusted sources like ENISA. So we are not stopping to work. We are even continue to dream. And the idea of our future dream is to get all we know from the ECSF for cybersecurity and the composed components to create a draft AI competence skills and framework, which is going to mimic the ENISA ECSF, and then probably to bind them. And this is why the Institute of Artificial Intelligence in Bulgaria is doing awareness and penetration index, which measures how much the AI is ready to implement in the public organization, into the schools, and in the business. And I can say we have more than 180,000 answers from the public administration, above 30,000 answers from the schools, and now we're expecting something like 100,000 answers from the business. So the ECSF is going to be the fundamentals of the well-structured knowledge and professions of the future.
Dr. Kitty Kioski discussed how the ECSF helps align cybersecurity training, skills, and market needs across Europe.
I'm Dr. Kitty Kioski. I'm with Trastilio BV, which is a cybersecurity company working with human factors in critical infrastructures, AI trustworthiness, and risk management and assessment. So as Trastilio, we are coordinating the NERO project, which is funded under the Digital Euro program, the ECCC. It's a 3 years project. We are now finishing our second year, and the objectives of this project are twofold. Firstly, to strengthen market-driven cybersecurity capabilities by providing the NERO marketplace that offers tools, training, and hands-on testing experience. And secondly, to enable cybersecurity professionals to acquire the ECSF-aligned competencies required to perform effectively in their roles. The ECSF plays a key role in helping training providers like Trastilio to design, structure, and position the cybersecurity training programs in line with recognized industry needs. So, by using the ECSF as a reference, we are able to map the training content to the specific needs, skills, competencies, and responsibilities required across the different cybersecurity professional profiles defined within the framework. In our company Trastilio, we do offer a comprehensive portfolio of 20 cybersecurity training modules, and we have several in the NERO project as well. So these modules cover over a wide range of technical and governance-oriented domains, and we organize them in a way that directly corresponds to the ECSF role profiles. So by adopting ECSF as a guidance structure, NERO and Trastilio has been able to enrich and standardize its training offerings. A NERO project has successfully clustered and collaborated with over 20 distinct EU-funded projects like the CyberSec Pro and CyberSynchrony, and secondly, NERO can be positioned as a blueprint for ECSF, aiding peer institutions in creating comparable skills modules.
Violeta Vasileva explained how the ECSF supports modular cybersecurity skills and capacity building for public organizations and SMEs.
I'm Violeta Vasileva, and I'm here today with Gruppo Maggioli. Our project currently is CyberSynchrony. We are coordinating the project. It's an EU-funded project for 3 years. We are currently halfway through it, and the project is about building and creating modular framework for public organizations and SMEs to implement and improve also their cybersecurity capacity and skills within the organization. So the ECSF helped us with very early on in the project with designing already the surveys and the research questions we would like to address to the core stakeholders in order to perform analysis and interviews and design research studies for us to implement and understand what kind of requirements are needed for technically developing the platform and the solution we're building for the project. The impact from the ECSF we expect is that it will help us design better and implement better the solutions we are building because of the early stage involvement of the framework in our project, and also later on when we're publishing our open calls for SMEs to implement the same framework as well for the tools that are going to be developed.
Nineta Polimi highlighted how the ECSF creates a common language for cybersecurity skills, education, and certification across Europe.
My name is Nineta Polemi, and I'm a professor at the University of Piraeus, and also I'm the CTO of the small company called Trastilio in the Netherlands. and I teach I'm a researcher on cybersecurity for many years now. I'm very, very excited and very happy that Europe has ECSF, a framework that actually is simple, easy, and as we saw for the workshop, people apply it because of its simplicity and applicability. So we see today and yesterday whether in the master programs, in the projects, in professional trainings, they use ECSF, and this is wonderful because eventually we'll have a common language when we speak about cybersecurity skills, when we talk about cybersecurity vacancies and competencies. So it is the evolution is very, very exciting and surprisingly, so I'm very enthusiastic about that. Engagement from stakeholders, either from the national cybersecurity centers, from ECC, universities, companies, even certification authorities expressed their interest and also their involvement in trying to facilitate and use ECSF. Also the exciting thing is that people concentrate on the practical skills needed in various ECSF profiles, the use of tools and marketplaces, because after all, for practical skills you need tools to use. So we saw this, the use of these practical aspects of facilitating ECSF. Most of the projects were from the Digital Euro program. This is a program that actually raises capabilities and competencies. So most of the projects, there were about 12 projects in the room those 2 days, and they deal with raising competencies, developing tools to really provide the necessary material for trainees to accommodate the skills and competence needed in the ECSF professional profiles. We need to work on certification issues for skills and competencies on cybersecurity. There is a gap of how we certify, especially the professional training, so with mini credits, and I hope in the future we'll have an authority that will undertake the responsibility of creating certification schemes for professional cybersecurity trainings. This way, all these trainings actually they can provide certificates that are EU recognized.
Dimitris Antonio explained how the ECSF guides training and identifies skill gaps for holistic cybersecurity across organizations.
Hi, my name is Dimitris Antonio and I'm representing EANUS Technologies from Cyprus. Our project is called CyberSynchrony. The reason we came up with CyberSynchrony is because we identified there is an issue of ensuring cybersecurity from, let's say, the lower levels, from the IT technical people all the way up to management. We saw that mismatch, so what we wanted to create was a holistic end-to-end solution which at one end enables the technical management of risk, and on the other end, then decision-making, risk management, audit processes of an organization. And how do we achieve that? We use a modular architecture for our tool. It's comprised of several components. And again, as I said before, is the components which deal with the technical elements, and they go all the way up to ensuring proper governance, risk management, and audit. We're using ECSF in two areas. The one is for our training module. Essentially, the ECSF represents the overall framework of the module, is what we will use to conduct the actual trainings. But we also did an off-label use of the ECSF because we used it to understand what are the missing skills of cybersecurity, and based on those missing skills, we developed a system which covers those skills. So an example that we used in the presentation was that you may have a technical person who found a vulnerability, but then explaining that vulnerability in a language that is understood by management. That is something that we hope that the system will achieve in doing as a system. We used it as a set of requirements which have been translated into actual functional requirements of the system, which will then be implemented. I think the ECSF is great. It really provides a structure to approach cybersecurity education. And I think it would be interesting to see the ECSF expanding into covering people who are not cybersecurity professionals.
Andrea Scarlat explained how the ECSF supports EU-funded projects in cybersecurity education, reskilling and upskilling.
My name is Andrea Scarlat and I work as a Senior Cybersecurity Coordinator at the Romanian National Cybersecurity Directorate. First of all, the NSC has an important and significant experience implementing EU-funded projects. We have this project, EU Inspire, which is responsible for cybersecurity education, reskilling and the EU workforce. The project is coordinated by the University of Piraeus Research Center from Greece. And by this project, we are trying to create master modules for people to learn in 3 key areas. First, we have cybersecurity with AI, then we have cyber insurance, and then we have digital transformation. So ECSF for us, it was a very important instrument in the moment we created this project because it helped us have a bigger picture of how these courses should look. It helped us create the profile of these trainings modules, and also it helped us create curricula for the courses as well.
Giuseppe Zuffanti talk about how European training and education align with the ECSF to develop cybersecurity skills across EU member states.
My name is Giuseppe Zuffanti from the European Security and Defense College. I'm the coordinator for training and education on cybersecurity, cyber defense, cybercrime and NIS, and seconded from the Italian Police of State as a national expert. The European Security and Defense College is the EU entity that is providing training and education under the Common Security and Defense Policy, based on the Council Decision 2024 and under the direct responsibility of the HRVP, Matankaya Callas, and guided by the 27 member states. In the European Security and Defense College, we have configurations, and one of the big configurations that provide training and education is the cyber configuration. We provide training and education under cybersecurity, cyber defense, and cybercrime and NIS. And after the Cyber Skills Academy of the European Commission, we decided inside the Cyber ET platform, education, training, exercise, and evaluation platform, to support and full support the European Cybersecurity Skills Framework of ENISA in order to create and adapt curricula to the 12 role profile. With ENISA, we have a memorandum of understanding since 2022, and the cooperation is also on exchange of expertise and also training and education and cooperation also on e-learning. Our idea, and is a concrete action, we provide training and education on the cyber domain, and following the curricula that are full supporting the 12 rule profile, the member states are receiving training that are full supporting this, and we provide the training education also for in horizontal to work in field like civilian, military, academy, diplomatic. So when one participant finishes the course that is full supporting on the framework, is also aligned with the needs of the EU and of the member states on cybersecurity. One of the added value of the ECSF is that because it can guide the member states in order to prepare their personnel, and we react quickly 3 years ago, aligning our training needs. So the participants that are applying for our training around the EU and also in Brussels, they know that are following the needs of the member states, and also they can benefit of the 12 profile that are tailored to the needs of the European Union. Now we are preparing further training and education for supporting the role profile, for example, the CISO, the incident responder, the implementer, and the role profile on compliance and law. We are going to run a CISO course end of this year, and on February we will run a course on cybersecurity international law that is for supporting one on the role profile. And the idea is to also implement and amend the curricula based on the evolution of the framework of the ECSF.